As John F. Kennedy said, there are risks and costs to a program of action, but they are far less than the long-range risks and costs of comfortable inaction. There's just something about the status quo that is literally intoxicating. You don't want to move. You don't want to put things at risk. You want to keep things as they are. And I get it. Change is scary. Change may be one of the single most paralyzing elements that we as humans face. That in your space, in that little area that you've carved out for yourself, it may be small and it may keep you less than you could be, but God damn it, does it feel good? Because it's safe. Because you know your enemies. You know where everything is at. You know all the things that you need to know to feel comfortable. But in that comfort is a world that shrinks around you, is a world that literally is forcing you to confine yourself to the size of that box. It's making you only as big as the space that you've allowed yourself. So whatever change you refuse to embrace, not only does it freeze you in time, but it stunts your growth. And if you want to become something, that is literally the act of changing. It is literally the act of rebirth, of making yourself something new. But in that, you must face the terror of change. You must face that you may fail. You must face that you may embarrass yourself. You have to face that in the unknown could be the worst. But unless you're able to do that, you'll never get to taste the vastness of living outside the box, that merely having a life that isn't confined is, in and of itself, far more interesting and beautiful than anything could ever be when it is locked in one place. When you have a box that has no windows, your world can be nothing but a wall. But when you have a window, when you have a door, that becomes an entryway into something completely new. And as Pablo Picasso said, action is the fundamental key to all success. So if you want to succeed, if you want something more for your life, you have to be willing to walk through that door. And if you're in a box that has no door, then you've got to be willing to kick one open. You've got to be willing to claw through feet of concrete if that's what it takes to get on the other side. But you've got to be willing to push yourself out of that comfort zone to find out what could be, to take control of your destiny and realize the fundamental human truth. Only you control what you can be. And if you want to escape, the one thing you need is belief. And as Phil Knight said, belief is irresistible. Once you believe that you can act in accordance with something that will actually help move you forward, once you believe to the core of your being that there is no one better suited to building the life of your dreams than you, then suddenly safety becomes the least safe thing that you could do. Suddenly, being in a space that is so narrowly defined is the only thing that's going to choke the life out of you. So the only real risk is not to have faith in yourself. The only real risk is to stay put. The only real risk is to play it safe. So my friends, find that belief in yourself. Take that risk. Act. Move. Do something. Define a new life. Build a new you. That's the key to success. Thank you very much.
I am particularly proud and happy about the young filmmakers, actors, singers, writers, producers that are coming up behind my generation. In particular, Barry Jenkins. Young people understand this young man made 10, 15, 20 short films before he got the opportunity to make Moonlight. So never give up. Without commitment, you'll never start. But more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. It's not easy. If it was easy, there'd be no Kerry Washington. If it was easy, there'd be no Taraji Henson, P. Henson. If it were easy, there'd be no Octavia Spencer. But not only that, if it were easy, there'd be no Viola Davis. If it were easy, there'd be no Michael T. Williamson, no Stephen McKinley Henderson, no Russell Hornsby. If it were easy, there'd be no Denzel Washington. So keep working, keep striving, never give up, fall down 7 times, get up 8. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. So keep moving, keep growing, keep learning. See you at work.
I moved to California with $700 in my pocket and my toddler. And I have to fight the good fight because people are telling me I can't. You can't do this. You can't. Are you crazy? You're moving to California with your son. You'll never make it. I was 26 when I decided to come here. There's the age thing. Oh, you're too old. If you listen to people and if you allow people to project their fears onto you, you won't live. What if I believed those people who told me that when I became pregnant in college that I wouldn't finish? I walked across that stage with my son on my hip and I collected my degree, my diploma. I didn't hear the naysayers when they were like, you're too old to go to California. If you don't hit by 25, you're not gonna make it. I will be 46 this year. I am just touching the surface. I am just getting started.
I feel like most of the people I know are like way ahead of me in life by now. And you know, I've messed up on college a couple times. I just can't really see myself being successful anymore.
You've got to do something different, right?
I definitely have to do something different. Otherwise, I don't think I'll make it to 50, you know?
Yeah, because really, you're wasting away, right?
Yeah.
Are you really in control of your life? Because, you know, only about 3 or 4 people out of 100 are. You can change anything you want. And you can begin like that. All you have to do is understand how to do what you already know how to do.
So the first thing you need to realize here is that you're made of habits. Okay, if you look at your day-to-day, you may be sitting at home watching this video, you may be watching it on your phone, but if you just look at your general day, I doubt it was very different than yesterday or the day before. Okay, if you really are realistic, most of your days are pretty similar. You know, you wake up, you do the same type of things, you eat the same type of food, you have the same type of activities, you go to work, you hang out with the same type of people, and even your thoughts are most likely the same.
To change something, you must build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete. Now think, you never change things by fighting existing reality. To change things, you build a new model that makes the existing model obsolete.
I think that there's a lot of things that I do need help with.
What?
I don't know how to control my mind. It's creative. I don't know how to control my sleep patterns. I don't know how to fix a lot of things that I believe are broken inside of me.
Like what?
My mentality is not fully there. I believe that all the creativity and the talent to do these things, to rather be an actor or to create suits for a motion picture or even just be a vital person working on set. I think that I do have everything that it takes to that. I just can't control it and contain it.
The honest to God truth is he is borderline creative genius. He could win a Grammy, he could win an acting award, but I tell him, you're never going to do it sleeping 20 hours in your room. I just have never gotten through to him to say, if you want those things, you have to go work hard to get it. So if you really want those things, you've got to get right.
I want to suggest that you take a real honest look at your results. You see, I think it's good for us to look at our results every now and then and really ask some serious questions. You have to know where you are and you have to know where you're going.
If you don't know exactly what you want, or you let yourself get beyond that into something general, you're not going to achieve it. Clarity is power. You got to know the specific result you're after. What do you want? If you can't answer that question right now in your personal life, in your body, in your relationships, in your finances, in your spirituality, then you're not going to be as fulfilled as you want to be. Clarity is power. The more clear you are about exactly what it is you want, the more your brain knows how to get there. Your brain is a servo mechanism. It's like a bomb. Those bombs, those missiles, they have a servo mechanism. So if the target moves, it knows what the target is, it follows it. Your brain, when you condition it, knows exactly what to go for, and it'll find a way to get there.
Define the problem for me. What do you think your problem is?
I think that I'm just not motivated to do anything in the real world anymore, because I've just achieved so much online that if I gave up now, all of that would feel like a waste. There's really nothing to show for it. I haven't really gained anything out of playing online when it comes to my life.
Realize that your life situation here today, okay, is a result, and it's basically determined by all of your habits. Okay, and if you want more, if you want something different, you can't let these habits just, form on their own. So what I want you to do right now, okay, is look at your life. Look at your life situation, look at where you're at, and ask yourself, okay, very honestly, very bluntly, how did you get here? Okay, what are all the little events, all the little decisions, all the little factors, that, again, an accumulation of that got you to this point here.
If you keep up your present disciplines and keep up the present pace that you're on, where will you be in 5 years? Now you can keep on the same path for the next couple of years as you have the past two. But if you wish to, and maybe everything's okay for you and you don't need to, but if you need to make some changes, I'm telling you can start doing it today so that the next 2 years will be drastically different than the last two.
Question everyone else, they see nice cars. How's that person afford that car? What do they do? So we're just simply asking people what they do for data tell us.
I know a lot of my friends who own very super cars.
Okay.
And I think one thing is they're very disciplined.
Okay.
They work really hard. And in years of dedication to their work, hard work, they come to a point that they could afford these cars.
Every single successful person that I know has these habits. Okay, he's extremely proactive. No one just drifts to the top out of luck.
Tell me about what was your secret? How did you become a self-made multi-millionaire? How did it all happen?
It's funny. Everybody wants a shortcut, right? That's the most common question people always ask me. Tell me the key.
Yeah.
And there is no magic. It's just a lot of little things you got to do every day. Success is all those boring, sexy things that have to get done every single day to move the ball forward. There's going to be bad days, there's going to be dark days, but you got to embrace it because that pain is what makes you stronger. Success is not measured on the days when the sun shines. Success is measured on the dark, stormy, cloudy days. And if you can't absorb failure, you're never going to meet success.
Most people don't know why they're where they are. You see, I have found one thing. Everyone knows how to do a better job than they're doing. That's not the problem. We do know how. The problem is we're not doing what we know how to do.
People think, oh, you're living this disciplined lifestyle, so that means you don't have any freedom. And it's actually the exact opposite. I have freedom because I have discipline. I have financial freedom because I have financial discipline. I have more time. I have more time because I have the discipline to get up in the morning, before most normal people get up.
Almost everything you do from the time you get up in the morning is habit. So start to think about yourself as what would be the best habits to have.
Develop the habits. You've got the brain power, you've got the energy, but develop the habits of success. And look around you at the people that you admire, and list what makes you admire them compared to somebody else that looks equally strong or equally talented. And those are things that you can do. I mean, just write them down.
As we all know, real growth and development cannot take place overnight. You must pay the price over an extended period of time to reap the benefits of these habits. So I encourage you to make the investment, put forth the time and effort. Focus on the kinds of changes you can make consistently and over time to develop these habits.
Well, I think the one thing that discipline definitely does help you with is it it helps you get things done. And when you get things done, when you actually do things, you have more success. If you have more success, and sometimes a big part of success is just not being lazy and just doing it. That's like 90% of it is just showing up. Get there and start working. Like, you're not gonna feel perfect every day. The pro goes to work, and it doesn't matter if you're sick, it doesn't matter if you have kids, it doesn't matter what, you're a pro and you go to work.
You will receive from the world who you become. But the doorway to success, I suggest to you, swings inward, not outward. And the best way to have a game-changing life, and the best way to have a world-class lifestyle, and the best way to change the world is to change yourself. I mean, we get from life who we become.
So, you want to get better? You want to self-improve? Stop looking for a shortcut and go find your alarm clock and find your discipline and find your guts and your passion and your drive and find your will. And then you will find your freedom.
I never knew how to turn things around. You show me your crowd, I show you your future. It's simple, right? There's 3 types of people you need in your life. You need the inspired, the excited, and the grateful. Every one of them you will need for the rest of your life. But your biggest distraction is, tell me what your foundation is. Where do you go when you need peace? You don't know what to do? You know what to do. But the people you're around ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing. I'm begging you, man. I'm begging you from a man to a man. Let go. Let go. Let go of these people who you know aren't for you.
You know better, but you're not doing better.
Make a choice. Like, you just decide.
What is it about you, about what it is that you provide, that will make you stand out from the competition? Think about yourself. Think about your goals. Think about your dreams.
Being in a great house does not make you great. It's one thing to have great parents, but that doesn't make you great. It's one thing to work for a great company, corporation that's great, but that doesn't mean you're great because you're in that great house or that great corporation or that great church or that great family that you're a member of. You're either adding to the greatness of that family or you're diminishing it. And they said it's possible to be in a great house, but you not be great. You not be gold. You not even be silver. You not be brass. You just be dirt or clay. A lot of people think that wealth makes you great, but it's a lot of wealthy people who are not great people. On the other hand, poverty is equated to greatness in a lot of people, that if they have nothing, they must be great. Your greatness is not based upon your income. There are some people who are good at doing, but they're not good at being. Greatness will cost you something, not somebody else. It'll cost you something. It's going to cost you some time. It's going to cost you some energy. It's going to cost you some resources. It's going to cost you some hours of your life laying down, paying the price, going the extra mile, doing what other people are not willing to do. Greatness is not cheap. Greatness always costs more. That's why there's not many people who achieve greatness. They're not willing to pay the price. Greatness is not immediate. In other words, greatness takes time to develop. You can't just run in your room and come out great. Greatness is not immediate. You got to stay with it. You got to stay at it. You got to keep working on it. We give up too quickly. Greatness is not common. Greatness does not have to have the approval of everyone. And if you are the kind of person that will have to have the approval of everyone and understanding of everyone, you'll never achieve greatness. Greatness is uncommon. You cannot have the approval of everyone and be great. And the sooner you understand that, the sooner you'll do great in life. You're always going to live your life at the lowest common denominator of your friends if you don't watch it. You can't believe one way and live another way and be great. Greatness is living what you believe and living up to your potential. Usually you will not discover greatness in a person until they go through hardship. It's the hardship, the crisis, that brings greatness out of people. There's something inside, an internal reservoir that won't lie down and stay down and whine and call their most 3 defeated friends and have a pity party. But there's something about a person that when the waters get troubled and all hell's breaking loose, greatness will step up to the crisis. Sometimes that will set you back 10, 15 years, or you can listen to that advice and it can catapult you to a place of greatness. But you must be teachable to be great. You never come to a place that you cease from learning. Great people never stop learning. People who are very skilled at what they do, they still want to learn. How do I get better? How do I get better? One of the qualities of greatness is it's always wanting to get better, wanting to learn more, wanting to know. People who are not good are not open to instruction. To be great, you have to be able to receive correction. You have to be able to be told you're not doing this right. And you have to be able to be told that with a good attitude. Keep a good attitude.
Who do you want to be in the world? Who do you want to be? Not what do you want to do, not what do you want to achieve. Who do you want to be? What is the kind of person when they're reading your eulogy? What do you want the words to be said about the kind of person you have been in the world? Do you know the answer to that question? Do you know the answer to that question? I'm asking that of everybody. Do you know what that is? If there are a lot of negative people in your life, don't look at them. Look at the energy that you are creating to attract them. Don't look at them. Look at yourself. What are you doing to draw those people? Because if you are surrounded by negative people, there's a part of you that's willing to tolerate that. I'm telling you, the negative energy will change. And when you become that force for yourself, you won't allow it. I don't care what their title or role is in your life. You just really won't. You just really won't. Sometimes you have to divorce your friends and divorce your family members. And if you handle them with love in doing it, they will come back. You will have an opportunity to reconcile. I speak from what I know. But I've had family members for whom I've said, I will not allow you to treat me this way. No matter where you are in the world right now, close your eyes. And he would list, as I'm going to do for you, different objects. And I want you to allow those objects to appear before your mind and then let them go as I call out the objects, okay? A full moon. An oak tree by the bank of a river. A red triangle. Now open your eyes. What did you learn from that experience? The observer of the red triangle, the full moon, the tree by the river, is the same observer who observes all the thoughts that come in and out of your head all day long. And just like you can let the red triangle and the full moon come in and out of your mind, you have the same control over all the thoughts that are jamming you up all day long.